Well, August the 1st of 1966 is more or less like Pearl Harbor was to a lot of people. You know, you never know what to expect, especially as a policeman. When you leave to go to work that day, you don't know what's going to happen. It just so happened that on that day I was off duty until 3 o'clock, and of course I saw it on television that there was a shooting going on the campus. I volunteered my services to the police department. I was supposed to go work traffic, but when I got there, all the intersections were taken care of, so I decided, plan B, go into the tower and assist what I figured there was going to be an assault squad. Of course, once I ran by dead bodies and wounded people to get into the tower, once I got in there, I found out, of course, that there was a minimal number of people. It was just one policeman, one civilian, and a Department of Public Safety officer that was on the telephone. So from there, of course, we were it. So it had been going on for almost an hour already, all that shooting, because he was all long-range shooting. People were shooting with rifles, trying to pick him off the tower. And so this civilian, who I did not know at the time was a civilian, Alan Crum, had a rifle. I went on up, and he followed me, and he said he would cover me, you know, we'd do it service style. Well, we went on up to the next floor, and we found 2 dead people and a dead boy. His aunt was dead. His mother was severely wounded, and then his brother was severely wounded too. So we had to move them around so that we could continue going up. And as we went up, of course, I could hear all that shooting going on. Once we got to the top floor, we found the receptionist behind the couch where she was dying. She had been severely wounded. And found the door, only one door, to exit onto the observation deck was blocked with a dolly. And I had to use force to push the dolly, force the door open. And once it was open, then I went out. I saw that there was nobody to my right, and then I went around to the corner, saw that there was nobody towards the other corner. At the time, I got the civilian, and I posted him with a rifle, and I said, aim your rifle at the southwest wall. If he comes around the corner, shoot him, because I'm going to go look for him. And I left, and I went on down, and before I got to the other corner, for some reason I turned around, and there was another officer, Houston McCoy, had come out with a shotgun. And lucky for him, I had signaled for him to get his head down, but he didn't understand my signals. A couple of bullets hit above his head, and he understood what I was talking about, because there was a lot of people shooting up. Well, we proceeded on, and I got to the corner, and then I had to move a little bit further to an offset that supports the clock. Once I got there, I looked, and I could see the sniper aiming his rifle at the southwest corner, and I could tell he was an M1 carbine because I had used one in the Army for 3 years, so I knew what it was. And unbeknownst to me, Alan Crum, the civilian, that was not familiar with the rifle that he had. It wasn't his, and he accidentally fired a shot hitting the west wall, and that attracted the sniper, which is, thank goodness for me, because the sniper was concentrating over there, and I was able to shoot him. And I hit him because I could see the impact. When I hit him, and he jumped up, and he was trying to bring the carbine in my direction, and I kept advancing, running at a duck walk because I had to stay low so that the bullets wouldn't hit me from below. And I advanced and shooting him, and I could see that I was making contact with him because I was shooting at body mass, the way I was trained to shoot it in these situations. And I emptied my gun, and he still wasn't down, so I hollered at McCoy to fire. McCoy fired and hit him and spun him around. I think that was the second shot that McCoy had fired. I reached back, took the shotgun from him, and fired one more round as he still had the carbine in his hand, and there's still movement. And he might have been dead by then, I don't know, but I wasn't going to take a chance because of all the people that I had seen that he had already shot. So, therefore, that was the end of it. At that time, I became a human again because I had been like a robot and didn't feel the heat. I didn't feel anything, and the fear had been pushed back because I was scared, that's for sure. And anyway, At that time, my adrenaline stopped pumping, and I felt like my knees were buckling, and I'd go down, so I left. Well, at first I had waved the shotgun trying to get people to stop shooting, but they couldn't hear me, so I just decided to get the heck out of there. And I went on out. And I was met by two lieutenants, Lieutenant Merrill Wells and Lieutenant Morgan. They tried to put me in an ambulance because they thought I was wounded because I had blood when I had moved those people up there. But I told them I was okay, so Lieutenant Wells, who was in charge of homicide, told me, got to go to the police station, got to go do the paperwork, because the job's not done until the paperwork's done. So Johnny Pope was detailed. He was a detective. He was detailed to take me to the police station, which he did. I got to the police station and met with the chief of police and also a city councilman, Hub Bachtel, and I related the story. And that's more or less what happened to the time.
It was a very different time, and this is something that a few folks have talked about. And this is the last little thing I'll ask you, is that you weren't allowed to have PTSD back then. That wasn't a thing necessarily.
Well, no, back in those days.
You just went back to work.
They usually would give you a half day off or a day off and tell you, go get a beer and forget about it, which is not the way it works. But, you know, things were different back then. The way of thinking, it was completely different. And so I tried to cope with it the best I could.